We recently posted a video where we talk about our top phones of the year 2022. We proceeded to give the ROG Phone 6 our Best Gaming Smartphone award because it was just unparalleled. However, I glossed over a lot of details about why I chose that phone as our Best Gaming Smartphone of the year. So in this video, I just want to clarify the reasons why, because there are a lot of reasons. This video is indeed sponsored by ROG, but since it is in line with my thoughts and experience, everything said in this video is coming from me alone. Okay, the ROG Phone 6. As an introduction, the ROG Phone 6 series is split into two. We have the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 version, which is found on the ROG Phone 6 and the ROG Phone 6 Pro that we are showing in this video primarily. And then recently, ROG also announced another series called the ROG Phone 6D and the ROG Phone 6D Ultimate that are using the MediaTek Dimensity 9000 Plus chipset. They both still perform fantastically well against all of the other smartphones that we have tried. All of the ROG Phone 6 and the ROG Phone 6D smartphones have the exact same 6.78-inch FHD plus 165Hz AMOLED screen and 720Hz touch sampling rate so that they can detect your finger the moment that you touch the screen. These screens are supremely color accurate at nearly 100% of sRGB color gamut coverage, and that supremely long 6000 mAh battery will last throughout hours and hours of continuous gaming. Charging speed is also amazing since it also comes with a 65-watt charger that is using USB PD charging standards, so you can even use third-party chargers like those from Ugreen to achieve the same charging speed. Now, I don't want to talk about some other aesthetic differences between each of the devices, so I'll just directly talk about the ROG Phone 6 Pro because that is what I have been using for a long time actually, since its release. The reason why I chose this phone as our gaming smartphone of the year is obviously because of its chipset. The Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 never overheats, and even the deadliest benchmark, which is the 3D Mark Wildlife Extreme Stress Test, where it runs the benchmark 20 times in a row, the ROG Phone 6 Pro just never overheats. The sustained performance is more than 95% throughout the entire test, and it barely goes above 50 degrees Celsius, and that is just truly impressive. Benchmarks aside though, the gaming performance coming out of the ROG Phone 6 Pro is obviously amazing. I can play games like Genshin Impact with the highest graphical settings at 60 FPS with X Mode enabled. By the way, COD Mobile also got an update recently where they enabled 120 FPS mode for multiplayer, and of course the ROG Phone 6 Pro can handle this without any issues at all. But those are not the only reasons why I chose this phone as our best gaming phone. I chose it because in tandem with the performance that it offers, the ROG Phone 6 can also do a whole lot more. Introducing the Game Genie menu. Just swipe from either the top left or the top right corners to bring up the menu, and inside here you can change what sort of performance profile that you want on the fly. You can enable one of my favorite features of all, which is the real-time info, and you can monitor the FPS, CPU and GPU utilization as well as the temperature. And all of this is displayed on a floating widget that you can place anywhere on the screen. I love this feature so much. From the Game Genie menu, you can also customize the air triggers. You can give yourself an unfair advantage in games like COD Mobile, where this type of shooter games will require you to have quick inputs and also quick response time of your inputs. And depending on how you want to use the air triggers, there are technically a few ways for you to set it up, like splitting the triggers in half, so you technically have a total of 4 inputs from those 2 triggers. Or maybe you want to slide to have your inputs instead. That's entirely up to your preference. Then you can also use motion inputs if you're comfortable with them. Tilting your phone in a certain direction can trigger an input on the screen. And then the last one is obviously the cooler buttons. Introducing the AeroActive Cooler 6. I think this is the 4th video that we are mentioning about the AeroActive Cooler 6, and if you want to learn more about this cooler, then watch our in-depth review video at the top right corner there. In short, this cooler has a radical redesign of what ROG had in the past. Now it has a Peltier plate inside, and that is also known as the thermoelectric cooler, alongside with another fan. Once you slap it onto your ROG Phone 6 or 6D, then you can enable something called X Mode Plus, which enables an even higher level of performance. It even provides you with 4 extra buttons on the cooler to use it as triggers as well. That means you will have a total of 4 physical buttons and 2 more virtual buttons that you can configure however you want. What if you want to get an even more insane advantage in your games? Well, you can pick up the Kunai 3 Gamepad for the ROG Phone 6 as well. Now, in Moonlight White color, you can get it to match with the color scheme of your ROG Phone 6 Pro, which is also in white color. The Kunai 3 Gamepad works the same as the previous generations. You can use the special bumper case and snap the controllers onto the phone itself on the sides and make it look like a Nintendo Switch, or use it as a wireless gaming controller. Just like the triggers though, you can remap each button on the Kunai 3 Gamepad to a certain input on the game, and the user interface is intuitive and you can just set it once and then you don't have to think about it again. By the way, you can also create the most ridiculous gaming phone setup by combining the Kunai 3 Gamepad alongside with the AeroActive Cooler 6. Granted, you can't really use the cooler's buttons unless you have extremely long fingers, but you can still get the cooling capabilities out of that cooler so that you can get the highest frame rate possible at all times. Better yet, you can even plug in a charger with or without the cooler attached to the phone, and then you can enable bypass charging. That means your phone's battery will not be affected in any way and you are using the power directly from your charger instead. Just plug in the charger to the side port so that the cable doesn't get in your way, and then bring up the Game Genie menu, and then you can find the bypass battery option right here. This will prevent your battery from excessive charging and discharging, hence prolonging your battery's health and also preventing the battery from heating up. If you already have a console controller, let's just say the Xbox One or the PS4 controller, then you can just pair it with your ROG Phone 6, and then there is an extra option in Game Genie called key remapping. You can use this feature to customize the controller's button to work just like the Kunai 3 Gamepad, and this truly brings the console gaming experience to your smartphone. By the way, if you just want to take a step further, then you can also connect a HDMI to USB-C cable directly to the ROG Phone 6 and play it on the big screen. I mean, the possibilities of what you want to do with the ROG Phone 6 are kinda ridiculous. It's up to you how you want to use the phone, because ROG clearly provided us with a lot of different options. Now, I do agree that this phone might not be for everyone, but if you're serious about gaming, then you can't go wrong with the ROG Phone 6. You know what's the best part about the ROG Phone 6? Well, it actually has an audio jack. All 4 variants of the ROG Phone 6 are IPX4 rated, including the ROG Phone 6D Ultimate with the Aero portal open. I don't know how ROG is able to achieve this, but it's definitely no small feat. And then let's not forget about the Armoury Crate app as well. From here, you can just monitor the phone's performance and also customize some settings within the performance profiles like X mode and whatnot. But if you scroll down, then you can also customize the RGB lightings on the phone to however you like. Since we have the ROG Phone 6 Pro and the ROG Phone 6D Ultimate here, they have the little OLED screen behind as well. There are a bunch of presets that you can select from, or you can create or even import your own into that little screen. This is also where you can customize how much cooling you want from the AeroActive Cooler 6. Personally, I'll just leave it in smart mode because it is already good enough. So those are the reasons why I chose the ROG Phone 6 as our gaming smartphone of the year. The things that you can do with this phone is truly up to your imagination. Playing it on the big screen with a wireless controller, yes you can. Playing portably like the Nintendo Switch, you can. You want some extra cooling, then just slap on the AeroActive Cooler 6. You'll get 4 buttons extra as well. I just kind of fell in love with the capabilities of the ROG phones in general throughout the years that I've reviewed and used them. I'll leave all of the information and where to buy links down in the description below, including our full in-depth review. And I also just want to quickly mention that you can get special editions of the ROG Phone 6 as well. What we have here is the ROG Phone 6 Diablo Immortal Edition, and it comes with a bunch of special stuff. As you can see here, a leather pouch that houses your USB and also charger, USB cable. And then this is the phone box, which is I don't know what's this, I don't play the game. And the ROG Phone 6 Diablo Immortal Edition also has a special back, which you can see here, and I would think that this design is just unique. So that's it, that's all we have to share with you today. The ROG Phone 6 series in general, both 6 and 6D, they both have the same capabilities that we've talked in this video. You can connect to the big screen, use the Kunai, combine it with the AeroActive Cooler 6, do whatever you want with it, because this phone is truly amazing and they just throw all the tools to you to have fun with it. Yay!